Hey Tumblers, we want you to join us. Gonna be doing a wolf tattoo tumbler, and it's gonna glow in the dark. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, and we're hoping, crossing our fingers, that the internet's gonna work. So y'all just hang in there with me, and there it goes. We will try to get you turned down so that you can see what's going on. And those of you that have not done a tattoo, they are real easy to do. So we will be doing that. Very simple process. So when I turn you down, I am going to try to get you on the computer so I can see when there's pausing, so I can go back and repeat myself, so maybe you won't miss anything that I'm saying. So we're going to get you turned. I see that you paused a little bit there, but let me see if I can get you pulled up. Tattoo, and I did just cut the wolf out so that the wolf would be on here. Now, something that some of you may can help me with, the last couple of times I've done a live, it did not show live when I was doing it live, and then when it came back up, it was saying something about it was a something selling, then it had an undo button, and I don't know what's going on with it. So if any of you others that go live have had a problem with this, please message, see if we can figure out what's going on. I'm still trying to get you pulled up on my computer so I can see what's going on, so give me just a minute. Let's try it one more time. There we go. Okay, I see you now. So this is, I did it a little bit different. Usually I use the spray glow in the dark. This time I did my prepping, taped the top and bottom, sanded, cleaned, painted it white, and then I use Mr. Fancy Pants glow in the dark, and it's white glow in the dark. And I mix this with my epoxy, and here's the spot where I touched it. I'm not worried about that, because we're also going to do smoke effect on the back. We're going to put a moon, and we're going to do the smoke effect so that, you know, a wolf howling at the moon, that's the thinking. So we're going to start now with our tattoo. And when you do a tattoo, now it does have a film over it. The film you don't want to take off till you get ready to put it on your cup, because this film, it's sticky. And once you put a tattoo on, you cannot move it. So just keep that in mind. When you place it on your cup, you can't move it, because it is sticky and it'll mess the whole tattoo up. So what I do, I sort of lay it on my cup to sort of see where I want it. And I had pre-cut this one so that I could have it fit around the bottom and then a little jaggedy at the top. So that's how I'm going to put it on my cup. And so I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to pull off, and try not to touch it anywhere on the tattoo, because it will leave fingerprints. And I'm going to try to get it on here, and I'm going to start rubbing in the middle, and I'm going to rub it from side to side to try to keep it from getting bubbles in it. And we'll turn it and rub it from this side. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I've got a cloth in water, had it soaking up, and then all we're going to do is just lay that on our tattoo. Let me see where it's the wettest. Gonna lay that on there. Maybe up and down this way. And you can, if it doesn't seem wet enough in spots, you can move your rag around. And you can take a spray bottle and spray it, just spritz it with water, because that's what's going to release the tattoo. That's what's going to make it release and what's going to make it work. So you just want to make sure, and you can see that it's getting wet. Around the edges is where it's clear on the tattoo. Make sure you got it wet. And then once it's ready, it will just slide off. And this will not have any glitter on it. Won't be using glitter. And now you can see I'm just pulling the tattoo. You don't want to lift it, you just want to slide it off. Alright. Now I'm just going to take my wet cloth and I'm just going to rub it easy. Just a little bit of pressure, not much. And just easily rub it down. And if you see any bubbles in it, just take your rag and just put some pressure on that one spot. Right now I don't see any. Okay. See how easy that was? And the way this blends here when we do the smoke effect, then we're going to blend all this together. And what we don't do with the smoke effect, then I'll go in with a sponge and some paint, and I'll just dab it and make it blend. So let me dry it now, and then we'll do this. Put our decals on for the moon and for the lightning, and then we'll do the smoke effect. Now I'm going to put just a round decal on, the size that I'm going to do the moon. And the moon that I'm going to put on here, I had used it on a Hocus Pocus cup, and you can sort of see, you know, a moon's just not clear when you look at it. It's got some dark spots and light spots in it, and that's what I'll be going for once I put the moon on it. I did not get the moon water slide in clear printed, so I won't actually put it on today. Well, I say I won't put it on today. I may put it on late this afternoon before I go live tonight. Now I'm going to dry all this off. And when I do the smoke effect, now I'm not going to put it on this side where the tattoo is. I'll just be putting it on this side. And I don't want to lay my tattoo back down on my pillow that I use to keep it from rolling. I won't put it back on there. I'm going to be very careful with it. And here you can see where I've cut for my moon, and this is the lightning, and we'll put that on the cup, and then we'll do the smoke effect. And the moon, I'm going to just put it right here. And then the lightning, we'll just start putting it on here randomly. And where I'm putting these decals, then when we do the smoke effect and pull them off, then when it glows in the dark, those lightning spots are going to show up and glow in the dark. So let's put this one down here. And like I said, you don't want to touch your tattoo with your release paper or the smoke. Now, we may not be able to completely keep the smoke from getting on it, but we want to try. And just have to be real careful with your release paper when you're putting your lightning on there, because you don't want it to get on the tattoo. maybe that's about all we're going to do. Okay, now you can see where I put those decals on there. And then what I'll do after we do our smoke effect, then I'll pull these off. Now, because this cup has epoxy on it, I will have to seal the smoke. Now, when I do a smoke effect and I do it on a matte base, I do not seal it. I go ahead and epoxy it. But because this is a slick base, the smoke will wipe off. So I will have to seal this side of it where I'm putting the smoke. So we'll have to do that. And when I do the smoke effect, I've just got my little candle here and my fork that I've used over and over and over. And so we'll start doing the smoke effect now, and hopefully I can get it where you can see exactly how it goes on. And I have not taped the bottom and the top back yet, but I will before I seal it, and I will before I put epoxy on it. And I just hold my fork this way, and you can already see the smoke rolling. And when you get this black built up on it, don't wipe that off. That's one of the things that helps do the smoke effect, is when that gets built up on there. Let me see if I can turn it this way maybe and get it to where y'all can see the smoke rolling. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me hold that where you can maybe see some of it. Right then, it may have come up where you could see a little bit of it. And I'm holding it like this because I want the smoke to go up the cup, not just around it. And you can see where it's starting to build up. So it's just a process. And again, with anything else you're doing with cups, you have to learn to be patient. And like I said, I will seal this with a gloss clear. And once I seal it, then I will go back in and I'll do some dabbing with some paint to fill in any other spots that I want filled in, because I want this side to blend in here. We want it to blend pretty good, so we'll do that after we seal it. And I can see the smoke. I don't know if y'all can. And I don't know, I'm sure probably some of you have done the smoke effect. It's a real neat look. And you can do it on cups that are painted colors as well as cups that are white. And I'm having to watch it. That's the reason I'm sort of not talking. And if you remember, when I'm doing lives, I don't answer questions or comments until after the live's over. And when the live's over, then I will go back in and I will answer any questions that you have or any comments that you have. So just keep that in mind, because I'm not answering them when I'm doing the live. Doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. It just means that I am watching what I'm doing. to make the live tutorial faster, so that way it's not very long and you can go back and you can have time to watch it, because like I said, my time's important and I know your time is, and I like to try to do the lives so that then you can go back and you can watch them and it doesn't take so long, and you can watch them when you're working on your tumblers. Get just a little bit more on there. And you'll notice when the wax starts building up in here, it's a good idea to drain it off. Now I'm draining it off, but it's all going back down into this little dish. I don't want to do it where it's going to go everywhere. And you have to watch what you're doing. And when you do that, then see your flame comes back up. And you get more smoke. And I can see that smoke rolling around there. You see it rolling around? And right in here, I'm going to try to get some right around the bottom where this white is. It's not going on there too well. Now we'll try this up here. There we go. See it rolling around. Okay. Now you'll be able to see it. Now we'll blow that out. And then what I'll do, I'll spray this and then I'll pull the decals off. And once I pull the decals off, then I'll go back in with some gray paint and I'll go in and sort of blend this right in here a little bit better, make it lighter as it comes across so that it will blend in together. I'll use a gray. I will not use a black, but I'll use a gray to make it blend better. And then what we'll do, once I do that, when I get ready to actually put the epoxy on it, I'll come back and we'll do part 2 and put the epoxy on it. But you can see where the smoke has gone around it. It makes it look stormy. But I will remember, I will have to spray this one with clear coat because it does have a gloss finish. Anytime you have a gloss finish and you do the smoke effect, you do have to seal it. But if you're doing the smoke effect and you're doing it on matte paint, you do not have to seal it. Okay, that's a quick one now for this, and we'll do part 2. Then probably, let's see, today is Monday. We'll probably do part 2 Wednesday. And then tonight we're going to be doing a pearl swirl cup. It is an order that I've got, so we will be doing it tonight. So I'll look forward to seeing you again tonight about 9 o'clock. And y'all have a great rest of the evening. Bye now. Hey everybody, we're going to be finishing up our wolf tattoo tumbler today, and I am going to turn you down, and when I do I will explain to you all that we did to it and how the process works, and I will answer any questions that you've got after the live. I'll go in and I'll pull it up and I'll answer some questions and any comments that you have. So y'all stay in here with me. My internet seems to be doing pretty good today, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to turn you down and we're going to get started. I know everybody's busy. I'm trying to get some of my cooking done today. This is our wolf tattoo, and to do this I prepped the cup, I taped the top and the bottom and sanded it, cleaned it, and painted it white, and I did put a coat of epoxy on it because I did a glow-in-the-dark with it. Normally when I do the glow-in-the-dark, I do it with Rust-Oleum 2X spray glow-in-the-dark. But this time I did Mr. Fancy Pants white glow cane. And that's what we're going to have in the background. But now if you'll notice the eyes, I don't know if you can see the blue eyes and see how they're, let's see if we get them. Anyway, right in here, there we go. We put some blue glow-in-the-dark on those. I did that with UV resin. I just mixed up a tiny bit and I put it on the eyes. So when we turn the lights out, all the white parts on it's going to glow white, but those eyes are blue and they're still going to glow blue. So we'll see how that turned out. And then on the back side, I told you I was going to make it blend in a little bit better. We did the lightning, and I had a big white circle here for the moon. So I did my water slide and put the moon on there. I told you I wanted to do a water slide to add some texture. And we put a few extra trees on here, just in some places. So we're going to see how this turns out. We're going to mix it up today and get the epoxy on it, and then I will pull the tape and I will turn the lights out so you can see how it glows in the dark. And then when I do the finished product, I'll also do it where you can see how it glows in the dark. Now this is a long cup, it's a 30-ounce skinny, so I can't get all of it in the screen, so I'm gonna see if I can get you pulled up now. And like I said, if you've got any questions, you just leave them in the comments and I will go back in later and we'll get you some answers. So we're going to see if it's pulled up and what's going on with it today. Sometimes I can get it pulled up where I can see, and sometimes I can't. So we'll see what we got going on today. Right now I don't see that it's pulling up, so let's go back one more time. Just there we go. Maybe that's it. That's it. Okay. Now it shows that it's paused on the screen, so maybe it's going to catch up. But with this, I'm going to go ahead and mix my epoxy. I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of A and 1 tablespoon of B. I always put my B in first. It's just a preference of mine. I like for the one that's thinner to go in first, which is B, and then the thicker one, which is A, to go in last. It seems to me like it just mixes a little bit better, but that's just my opinion, so everybody does their own thing. Okay, now we're going to do the A, and with this I will be putting some of the casting craft in it. You know, I always do that to keep it from yellowing when the epoxy is going to be on top of the cup. And I do it, it doesn't matter if it's a white cup, if it's a black cup, whatever color it is. I still mix the casting craft in, simply because if I have a decal on it that has some white in it, or whatever I'm doing to it has some white in it, I don't want that to yellow. And if it's going to yellow on white, it's going to change the colors of anything else you put on it a little bit over time. But like I said, I have not got to try the new Alumilite Plus, which is supposed to be much better as far as yellowing. So hopefully I'll get to try that before long and we can give some reports on that. But I've used Alumilite for almost 4 years, and the only problem I've ever had with it is just the yellowing. So I've got a remedy for that, and it works for me, so that's what we're going to do. This is the Casting Craft, and it's translucent blue dye, and I use a little bit less than a drop. I always put it against, and there I got it on my fingers. Messy, messy. See how it gets on your fingers? And it's hard to get off. You have to get acetone to get it off. And we're going to set our trusty timer. And while I've got the timer on, I can look and maybe answer some questions while we're stirring. I see Snooks has joined us. Hey, and Andrea. Good to see you ladies. I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving too. I've got part of my cooking started, and I'm going to do some tonight, this afternoon late, and then hopefully finished up. We're not going to do our big family gathering like we always do. We usually have about 32. So we're just going to do our immediate family with our children. Now we have children in Texas, but we won't get to be with them Thanksgiving. But we are going out in December for a few days. But I had thought about going. We have a restaurant here called Crossroads, and I had thought about us going there. I have got a boot on my foot. I have Achilles tendonitis, and I've got to wear this boot for 3 weeks. And but they're not going to be open. They're usually open, used to be Thanksgiving, but I think last year and this year they're closing Thanksgiving Day and the Friday after Thanksgiving. And I don't blame them. Everybody needs some days off to be with their family and shop and do what they want to do. And this one I think is going to be a real pretty cup. Anybody that likes wolves. But it's just a good one to do because you can try several different techniques with it. And that's I got the blue that I put in the eyes, a tiny pack of glow-in-the-dark blue powder long time ago with an order that I ordered, and I thought, now this is going to be the perfect time to use it because the wolf's eyes were blue, and this way we can, well, see the blue eyes. I saw it pause for just a little bit. It's been doing pretty good. Let me see. It's telling me I've got a need for action, so let's go in and see what's good. Give me just a minute. And that's on my computer. It's not on my phone. But maybe that'll fix it. But I hope all of you have a nice Thanksgiving planned, and hope none of you or your families are sick. And here it's supposed to rain a little bit. Hey, I think it come back on. I was fixing to mess with it and try to redo something on it, y'all. But it looks like maybe it's gonna work. Okay, we're gonna turn you back down now and see. Stayed paused a long time, so we'll go from there, and my timer has gone off. Okay, maybe it's working now. It looks like maybe it is. I hope so. Now we're going to see if we can get some of these bubbles out. I always like to use my heat gun, or sometimes I'll use my torch to get some of them out. That took a little bit of them out, and we'll wait just a few minutes and I'll look and see some of the things that we have. Yeah, the Achilles tendonitis, I've had it before on my other foot, but it was about a little over 4 years ago. And when I went to the doctor finally, they gave me a shot with it. And this time he put me in this boot for 3 weeks. So I'll be lugging it around even when we wind up going to Texas. So, but it's not too bad. And it does help with the pain. It really does. And that's a good thing because it had got to where it was very, very painful. Now I'm going to hit this a little bit with my torch and see if I can get a few more bubbles out. If I can get it to light. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to put my glove on. Boy, those blue eyes on that wolf are pretty when it turns, aren't they? Hey, Sherry. I don't usually get to speak to people, but I'm putting my gloves on, so I saw your name pop up. And now we're going to put some epoxy on. And that's our home phone ringing. My husband's upstairs. He'll answer it unless it's a political call. I know everybody's so tired of all the political calls. We're having a runoff here in Georgia, so they're just non-stop. And is everybody busy for Christmas? Are you getting a lot of Christmas orders? And what you got going on for Christmas? Now this, I will pull the tape and then I will turn the lights out and put our UV flashlight on it so we can sort of see how it's going to glow. And then once it turns, sometime tomorrow or Friday, I'll put the finished product on so you can see what it looks like. And this one is for sale. I just did this one for the live. And I think I'm going to wind up having to have a live sale to get rid of some of my cups so I can buy more cups to work on. I hadn't got to do any craft shows this time. All of our craft shows in our area were canceled. So, and I usually stay within 15-20 mile radius of the house as far as doing any kind of craft shows. Now I'm just going to drizzle what's left on here and then I'll hit it with the heat gun. And I'm sorry you can't see the whole cup because it's so long. And again, I always leave a little bit in my cup so that if I need to, I can touch up some spots. Now we're going to hit it with the heat gun. I'm sorry, with the torch. And when you're using your torch, I know you know this, but always keep it moving. Don't hold it in any one spot very long. And it's about 70 degrees in here. Lumilight likes it about 7 degrees and higher. I work out of my basement, and I like it because it's pretty much the same temperature year-round, except when I do have to use the heater to dry the cups. And a lot of times I will turn the heater on. I sort of rigged me up I guess you'd call it a drying box. I just took a big tote from Walmart and had my husband cut it so I could put it around the cups, and then I set a space heater on the other end so it sort of blows into it, and that helps dry them a little faster. I'm pulling the tape now off of both ends. I always pull my tape pretty much right away. any little spot where the tape overlaps, sometimes you'll have a little spot that you'll have to wipe off. And I'm going to set my epoxy. I don't want it to where it's going to spill, but I want to get it out of my way so I can turn the cup. So I'm sliding it around because I want y'all to be able to see it when I turn the lights off. Hit it again with the torch a little bit. And in about 15 minutes, I will go back and hit it again. And then if any fish eyes pop up, I always take the epoxy I had left and just drop a drop on each one of those fish eyes. And normally it fixes them and they go away. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn the cup around so maybe you can see the whole thing. Let's see if we can get that down where you can see it. Now I'll just have to wait till I turn the lights out and come back, but I want to get my flashlight shining on it if I can get it propped on it. So I'm just going to do that, and I'm rigging something up now, y'all, so I can prop it on there. Let me see what I can do. I'm looking for something. There we go. That's going to prop it on there. Okay. Now I'm going to go turn the lights out. They can hear my boots squeaking when I walk. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the overhead light out. And I'm going to turn the cup around. And I'm going to give it just a minute so it can get in my computer screen so I can tell if it's where you can see it. I think it is, but I want to make sure. It'll be in my screen in just a minute, y'all. There's a delay. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to turn this light out. Let's see, let me... need something to cover my computer up. I'll just close it. Hope I've still got it where you can see it. I think it is. Best I can tell. Let the light stay on it just a minute, and then we'll see what it looks like glowing in the dark and the blue eyes glowing in the dark. But I think it's going to glow really good. And of course, you know that they always, once you get them out in the sun, look at those blue eyes. Once you get them out in the sun, then they glow a lot better. But that one's really glowing pretty. So after it's been out in the sun, it really will glow. But anyway, that's the glow in the dark. I'm going to see if I can get this light to come on so I can see how to turn my computer off. There we go. Oh, whoops. There we go. Now I can get this set down. And then I want y'all to have a great Thanksgiving and a blessed Thanksgiving. And I got all those other lights out so you can't see in here. But anyway, y'all have a great Thanksgiving, and I will post this tomorrow. And then the pearl swirl cup. We'll work on it again probably on Friday, but I showed it to the customer and she wanted just a little bit more of the dark streaks in it, so I put just a few more of those in it for her. And so I've got it turning now, and then we'll bring it back and put the decal on it, and then we'll put some epoxy on it and let it turn again, and we'll finish it up. So y'all have a blessed Thanksgiving. Talk to you later. Bye.